Luke 15 is a series of 3 parables Jesus tells for the same reason and purpose: to explain why he receives sinners and eats with them. Because Jesus has come to seek and to save lost men and women. I'm going to focus on the parable of the Prodigal Son, Jesus' longest parable in all of the Bible. Now, prodigal means wastefully or recklessly extravagant. And the prodigal son is the lost. He's sinners, tax collectors. The elder brother, he's the self-righteous leadership, the scribes or the Pharisees if you like. Or anyone who claims to serve God and yet's harsh towards the possibility of forgiveness for sinners. And God is the Father, of course. This parable reveals the remarkable grace of God. In verse 12, the younger son asks for his inheritance. What's he saying? Dad, I wish you were dead. Maybe he found his father's lifestyle a bit boring, inconvenient, burdensome. Maybe he thought his plans were superior. I wonder, have you and I ever been guilty of that? The prodigal son, he wishes his father dead. He rejects his love and he moves as far from him as he can get. You and I, we've both done the same. We've tried to break free from God's love and we've ended up in the pigsty, longing to be satisfied with rubbish. Well, that's girls, sin, alcohol, drugs, money, academia. But guys, even in the pigsty, there can be good news. In verse 18 and 19, the prodigal devises a plan of action. He's going to say 3 things. Father, I've sinned against heaven and before you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me as one of your hired servants. But in verse 21, he only gets 2 of the 3 things out. The father doesn't wait. Oh no, he honors his son with a robe, a ring, and a party. That's our God. Though none of us deserve it, he embraces us, he welcomes us, and honors us in. Sometimes you and I assume that God will treat us the way we treat other people when they let us down, that he'll give us the cold shoulder, not the gold shoulder, or the silent treatment. We think that if we mess up, we can somehow make up for it by sweating out in prayer or just having a pure miserable day. As if the death of Jesus wasn't quite good enough. But all the time, God's looking for us. He's ready to embrace us, to welcome us home. The other parables in Luke 15 remind us that God takes that initiative. Now, if the story of the younger brother reveals God's grace, in the older brother we see 3 characteristics of not truly believing that God is gracious. Restless anger, joyless duty, and proud comparison. Maybe today you're angry with others who seem to get honoured as if they're in the right. Maybe you think God's an uncaring boss and there's no joy in serving him. Or maybe you're trying to prove yourself day after day to others, or you enjoy conversations about their shortcomings. Well look, can I encourage you, this parable is left on a cliffhanger. We don't know if the older brother comes back into the party. But can I ask you, what's your response? Will you join God's party? God loves others and he actively pursues them. Will you?